Using Dreamweaver, this is a tool to create an HTML file, which is a file for a website or web page. So we're gonna create new HTML. Now, when you look at HTML on Dreamweaver, this is a code for HTML. We see the code. You can do design. Like this is what it's gonna look, okay, on the page. Like if I say hello class. Now, if you switch back, it's just insert that into your code, right? Because the basic HTML is this. Let me show you the code here. The basic HTML is we have HTML and close with HTML. And then we start with body and close body. Now this is just like the text here. Like if I say hello, this is just like your result of the web page, right? This is code. Just like Dreamweaver, we have code and design. The result is just like the design. Make sense? Now, if I want this to be bold, I have to say like headings H1. Now, the HTML is the code I'm typing. Like the tag here is called H1, stand for heading 1. If I do submit, it's going to make it bold and bigger font. See that? So HTML is a markup language. It's just like you open with the brackets there, angle brackets with a code, which is the HTML code, close with that, and you surrounding the contents, and then you close. It's just like parentheses or brackets, right? You open it and you close it. You open and you close, and the contents that come between it is going to depend on the type of the tag. We call tag name H1, right? H1 means make it big, like heading. Like if I say I means you want to italize this like that. See that? Alright, so that's the basic HTML that I told you that you should start to go through this. Okay? Like P is for paragraph. Like if you look at the paragraph means, let's say welcome to HTML coding, and you always have to close with the slash P, right? The same tag. So just create a paragraph for that. You may not see much because we don't see the contents. Like if I start to put the content, you see more. Let's see. More like it's going to make it like a paragraph. Okay, like that. Now, let's come back to look at same thing, right? This is like your code, HTML and end with HTML. So in Dreamweaver, you may see more. They just talk about titles. Title is when you go to web page, you see the title here, HTML tutorial. These are titles. So if I want to do title name hello HTML, I'm going to save the file. Now, before we do everything else, let me teach you the concept of FTP. Okay? It's very important, okay, to do this. Create a site, new site, okay? So this means this is going to organize your files, okay? Just like when you create files, you want to save in For this class, you may say NVCC folder, and you have subfolder name CSC110, right? And you put all the contents in that folder, right? Same, when you create a website, all the files, one file represents one web page. If you have 2 pages, you need 2 files, something like that. So you want to put everything in the same folder. Okay? You may see when I create new site, by default, it just put the name. You may name anything else, just like the projects. If you want to do CSC110 website, okay, I'm going to name it like that. You may name CSC110 website as the folder name. You may notice that I always like to have no spaces. Okay. Now I save this. So after I save this, I have it in this location. Then I can start to save my file. Because if I didn't do this first, my files will just go into random location by default, and you may get lost. Like I said, we need to create a folder and just put the files, all the files for this project website into the same folder. Now, another important thing is you need to name your home page as index. Like when you, what's home page? Notice that we're going to go to nvcc.edu. Okay, when I hit enter, this is a home page. Notice this is going to add what? Can you guys read out loud for me? Here. Index.html. Even you can try that. Open your browser, type www.nvcc.edu and enter. Even you don't have to put index.html. It's going to add that for you because this is a home page. Now when you want to name home page, what should be the name of your home page? Yes, I'm going to save it as index. Now by default it's going to add HTML for you. Okay, there you go, because this is an HTML tool, Dreamweaver. Like if you open your Word, it's going to add .docx for you by default. Alright, so let's say this is done. I want my web page to just say hello class. Maybe change the color a little bit. Now to change the color, if you understand the code, it's gonna be BG color. See that? So the tag itself is body. Each tag here has the properties. These are the properties, like you can change the properties background color. Save this, go back to design. See that? I just changed that. Right. And you can change the font colors too. Okay. So if you want, let me just do heading for now. First H1, and let's say now we don't have the property for color for the fonts here. You may see these are the properties. It's gonna pop up. Okay. So we actually need to have the font tag instead and color. See that? If I want to change the font color, you need a font tag. Like I said, all the basic here, you should go through that HTML, basic HTML W3 school, right? .com, and you just close with font. Now the font itself, you can add another attribute, say like size. You can make it bigger, right, or smaller. You can add more attributes to it, like enlarging the size. You can do like face mean the like the style, like you want to do Times New Roman, or you can add more. Now I'm going to just pick one, sans serif. See, that's how it look now. Like you can use your code if you know how to use your code, or you can just use this to help if you want to indent like that. It's going to help you too, but it's going to add the code for you, like you see, like that. Now let's say this is done. Okay, I want to publish this already. How to do this? We go to site again. We already create the site. Now we already create new, right? We want to manage the one that you created. This is the one that I name it. You may see I have more because I created many websites, because you can create many websites, right? Now this is the name of the one that I just recently created, CSC110 website. I'm going to double click to open it up. So this is the local here. This is the client side on your local machine. We want to go to where? Publish this to server. So we click on server, right? Now we add the server. It says servers because it can be many servers. You can publish to several places. But now I'm going to just use our NVCC server. And the address, we talked about that, right? That's the name. We talked about that last time. Let me review how do we get that information again. You go to FTP, right? And click on the first link. This is the information. Host, right? URL, user ID. Now, this time I'm going to just show you. Username should be NVSTU. Okay, first. And then login that you have given from your IT help desk, okay, normal IT help desk, and also the password, okay, that you've been given from the help desk. Now when you hit test, you're supposed to see that message. Okay, when you see that message, hit OK. Alright, so we are done with this test connection. But now, so I show you the client going to our local machine here. So I want you to change this to a Dropbox folder. Okay. So now last time you have an access to Dropbox CSC110, right? What you can do is you can install Dropbox, right? Remember I have CSC110 for you. Oh, 7 and fall 14, right? Now what you can do, you can just click on the icon. Install, right? Go to your username and install, and you can do free download there, and you can run this on this machine. Okay, so it's going to install the Dropbox client. Browse to that location where you have it installed.